So guys, we're going to run the dope drill. Obviously the version 2 is accumulating hit factor. So we're going to be pulling hit factor off of the dope drill, my data on previous engagement drill. Again, these zones, A zone's worth 5, C zone's worth 3. So big 3 up here. The D zone is going to be worth 1. Anything in the actual target silhouette, even though it's outside the perforated edge line of that D zone, is going to be worth 1 as well. Anything in the black is going to penalize you -10. So we really don't want to miss. But we still want to keep the throttle down on this drill, shoot as aggressive as possible so that we can figure out where we're falling off and how we can manage that gun's recoil to behave in a consistent, predictable manner. So we've already talked about this smallest feature to lock that vision to. We always want to stay on that far information. We can connect through proprioception all the near information to whatever we're focused on far. This is why we look into those turns. This is why we look where we want those rounds to go. And if you allow it to, and you're not so tense behind the gun trying to steer and delete recoil, it will naturally just tend to phase around this zone. All right. Now, we talked about it yesterday with the pistol, today with the rifle, tenfold easier. When we were trying to get first round predictive sight pictures to this target, it's all going to be based around your natural point of aim, your hips, your shoulders, the way you mount the gun, the way you didn't interrupt that process on the mounting position. Do I have any bow hunters in the group? Okay, so archery, compound bow, there's always an anchoring point, that kisser point, that kisser button. This buttstock, as soon as it meets my chin weld, not my cheek weld, this is why I'm a huge fan of the risers, is the fact that I don't have to induce any downward pressure to get behind the sight. I just hit that kisser button. I know I can't miss you at 5 yards. I know I can't miss you at 10 yards. And all I have to do is hit that point, and I know, start ripping rounds, Rick. And I will pick up the sights as I go. It may not be for the first round, but it will be rounds 2, 3, 4, and 5 that I do pick up and manage to keep within that zone that I'm trying to stay accountable to. So this target's a below average size man target. You could obviously use an IPSC target. You could use your FBI target. You could use an 11 by 8.5 inch paper you took out of your prayer. Just associate a score. That way we can start figuring out our hit factor, which is the balance between speed and accuracy. All right. So that's huge that we start balancing the two, because again, bad guys don't give a shit about accuracy. They're focused on speed. So if we're so accuracy's final focused and outcome based focus, we look for holes in paper. You're always going to shoot with perfect sights, always looking for that, which is going to maintain a very slow engagement, which because you wear a gun and a badge, they don't give a shit. They are going to solely focus on the speed element. So this scale is going to be way down here where you have to balance the two. Now, you can't have both, but you're going to have to sacrifice and focus on what you need to see versus what you want to see. And that's what this drill is phenomenal for, quantifying what your performance on demand abilities are. Unlike the man card drill, it is a true depiction of what your skill is here, today, and now. Just like yesterday, we're going to pull hit factors and have an associated cold dope drill hit factor. Some of you guys, none of you guys, except for one, got to shoot the rifle today. So we're just going to go straight into 5 rounds as fast as you can at 5 different yard lines. That way we can then come down range. With the key over here, we have 5s are going to be marked with slashes, 10 X's, circles for 15, squares for 20, and triangles for 25. And then you'll take the score and put it next to your total time. It's going to be shot one at a time. That way I can give you your final time. But if you shoot this by yourself, you could pull first, splits, and overall time of what you can do or what you can't do, so that you can start breaking down where we're degrading or where we're falling off. It may just because of distance. It may be because of the size of target. It may be because of speed of engagement, which you're not familiar with. You don't have the reps and exposure at the speed I'm asking you to deliver to, right? The scoreboard that we had yesterday, nobody wants to be at the bottom of the totem pole. So by pulling hit factor, which is an unbiased metric of whether you think you're fast or you think you're accurate, it will tell you whether you are or not, and associate a number with your name. That's something that's extremely crucial you guys take away from this framework, is that we start pulling unbiased metrics, not standards. Like the man card drill is a finite standard. There's no development off of it. It's pass fail. This is an infinite time horizon focused drill that will show you how you're progressing or how you're not progressing the way you've been training. Because if you shoot this once a month for 3 years, you got 36 different hit factors, and those numbers should only go up because we keep the requirement of skill up here, not down here. All right, the mediocre, shoot as fast as I can accurately engage, or the mediocre excuse of saying I'll slow down to get my hits at 25, don't. Refine the things that need refined so that we can stay throttled up and manage that gun to remain in that A zone to maximize points in the shortest amount of time. All right, so this is how kind of the version 2 is going to be printed from Action Target, and we will be releasing those soon. So if you guys like this drill, you don't even need the damn target to do this. Take a photo of the dope drill, run it on any of your guys' targets. Associate scores, associate penalties. That way there is some kind of severity to the failure to manage recoil, the failure to connect information, or just identify deficiencies. All right, so I'm going to demonstrate this at 5 yards. How much of a sight picture do I need? What do I need to see? Dead steady dot, swipe, or could I predict to center? Once I hit that natural point of aim kisser button, I could predict to center, exactly. So when we spread you guys out, and we're doing this one at a time, we could knock this out fairly quickly with a rifle, yes? Definitely we should all be under what? About 1 second? Definitely should be under 1 second. If you have a predictive sight picture, you're telling me you had a predictive sight picture, but you're over 1 second, some kind of malfunction, trigger freeze, or something should have taken place, or else you're just not perceiving the information or accepting the fact that you have enough training and experience to know as soon as I get that kisser point, I have enough natural point of aim built to land those rounds within that A zone, and I can pick up as I go within my fast engagement a flashing red dot. All right. So what I do in order to start working a predictive sight picture is I'll be at this 5 yard position, and we're not going to be at 45-degree downward angle at the shooter. Now we're at that low cover. So if you guys look at downrange at my target, this is my low cover of, so this is my gun profile, the low cover of that target downrange. So that laser is depicting where my muzzle is. Right now I can have a clear line of sight, left, right, up and down of this EOTech. I cannot see a reticle. So if you're already up here seeing a reticle, you're cheating yourself. I want you to start pushing the predictive levels in your sight picture, reactive levels of sight picture here. So low cover of the target, on signal, you're going to snap up and rip 5 rounds as fast as you can. Okay? Make sure you're close enough to the stage. Stay by. All right, so what do you think I saw in the first round? Total time of engagement was at 8-1. Did I maximize my amount of points? Yes, so why slow down to get maybe a prettier, smaller group? My guys that like pretty targets, law enforcement, you guys are plagued with it. If you like pretty targets, that means you're visually scoring or seeing as you go, and patting yourself on the back, self-gratification throughout the engagement. In a controlled training environment, as you do it here, you'll do it out there. So make sure, or you won't do it out there, then you'll fall way out of that level of accountability because you've never seen this information play out at the speed it's playing out. The fundamentals playing out at the speed in which they're playing out. My first shot was a 2.8, so average response time of a human being. Rip up and engage. The splits, 13-14, 13-13, total time of an 8-1. That's where I will put all this information here. So first shot being a 2.8. Total time, 0.81, and maximizing my points of a 25. 13s and 14s were the split average, and then I'll slash them through. So slash, 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 and slash. There's always one who was watching the target. Yep. Where was my first round?
It was the low one.
The lowest one, and I just kept ripping up. Yep. So as soon as I feel this, I know I'm in the A zone. And even with the mechanical offset at 5 yards that we will have, my dot is here because where did I build my perfect sight picture to and get training all of this this predictive information with a perfect sight picture overlaid on the smallest feature of the target, which is here. So as long as I keep my eyes there as I go to a low cover of this target, all I have to do is feel this. I know where I'm at. From there, I can then not steer for correction, just manage the recoil to keep the predictive recoil impulse centered on that target.